Hello guys, it is App Panda again. I'm here again with another video, and today we're going to be looking at the brackets of, I guess, this island, and I will be going through, I don't know how many, but I'll see how many I can get through, maybe 5, maybe 10, whatever it might be, just hope you guys enjoy this video, and me just talking about all the alliances, all the matchmaking, blah 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 blah. But yeah, I do want to say real quick to start off the video that it is unlikely you will see me streaming. It is possible. Do let me know in the comments if you really want to see it, at least the first day. But I am moving houses, so this is a really tough process for me to stream and stuff. I mean, unless it's the first day, and I think I might have time tomorrow to stream. It's possible. If you guys just want to talk, I don't know if you guys just want to chill or whatever, just let me know in the comments how you guys feel about that. And yeah, it was also my birthday, so I will be a little bit in and out for this event, but I will be trying my best to still get some content and stuff for you guys, because honestly, I really do like doing this. So yeah, let's get into it. We're going to start with G1, and we're obviously going to go down from there. You know, we are in G3, so I'll talk about that. And now, I can't lie, guys. I saw this bracket, and I just started laughing, right? I just started laughing. All right, now we are looking at G1, so, oh, I'm sorry, guys. Got a yawn in my mouth. So we got ANCS and HMB here, and I can honestly see this bracket going any way. You know, I could see it being a 2v6. I could see it being a 2v4 or 3v4, whatever it might be. I don't know. I really know how this might go, but you can probably see a Fox 1 and Fox 0 kind of allying here. You know, Fox 8 bill. These guys are about 6 billion. You could obviously see these guys being likely to ally since they are from the same region. You also got KL here. KL, pretty strong alliance, as well as Spec, and they are both from the same region as well. I know that Fox and KL did have an allegiance last time, as well as Spec. You know, it was an obviously Dark Seal event versus HMB. I'm not sure if people actually took that to heart though, if that's going to be something that is an aspect in the alliances here. I also know that HMB, KL, ANCS, whatever, I know there's been bad blood there. I'm not sure if Fox would just rather side with HMB and ANCS, if they would just rather their rewards. I don't know how this bracket honestly will go. I can't really determine that really well. There's also NWO here. These guys are likely to probably fight HMB, ANCS, right? Unless there's some alliance. I know AOW, you already know these guys are going to get sandwiched, man. Like, I don't even have to say it for most people who just know the drama between some of the people, okay? I'm not going to mention names, but I already know that Deathlock is apparently going on vacation, so you got one of the main fighters right there already gone. And honestly, even if he was here, I don't see them being able to do much. I don't even know if they'll be able to get their village 6 or anything. Like, if you just have people camping over here while, like, you know, they just speed build towards this village, if they're just camping it and hold an AOW back, that'll be rough. But I don't know. I think you just got to stay tuned for this bracket. This one is way too hard for me to determine because you never know with big alliances like these, because people in a lot of cases are more so willing to either give up the island or they're willing to just ally with those people even if they don't, like, you know, aren't friends with them or aren't with them, whatever it might be, right? Yeah, I don't know. I think that bracket's really one you're gonna have to see. You know, obviously the politics and stuff are beyond me. They're not. They're over my head. Okay, you got Fine here. I love Fine. You know, the main reason I love Fine is because of a series. You know, he's my homeboy over here. Let me shout him out right here. Okay, this is the home dog. But Fine is pretty big. You know, 7.7 bill. But you also got some other big powerhouses here, like AC18. These guys are some beasts. They were 8 billion, I think, for 7 or 8 billion for RVR, but I guess they dropped players into their other alliances. But they're still honestly very strong, very coordinated, and they have a lot of fighters. So I can see a lot coming out from them. I don't know much about Hot 9. I do know wait, actually, never mind. I was thinking of a different alliance. Hot, I mean, I think you could see a fight from Fine, Hot, definitely. Maybe after your last RVR or whatever. You also got Soap here. I don't know how these guys would side. I mean, they might join with Fine, right? I could honestly see Fox also joining with him. I could see this going anyway. I know that BTW, there's some people who like Fine. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people just like Fine in this bracket. 42 MP. These guys keep getting tough brackets. They got placed G2 again. At least this one is a little bit more fair. They're at 6 billion now. I mean, they still have a lot of whales. I think it's really just a matter of region age, the issue for them. might be lacking some of the main heroes. You got Vin. I think the big issue for Vin, just not enough whales. I mean, I still can see them putting up stuff here. Putting up a pretty good fight. I mean, they have a few 90 mils. They have a 130 mil here, probably. Yeah, obviously T6, right? But I mean, that's only so much for towers. Like you see, like 42 and Vin fight. I can see Vin losing 100%. Same with AC-18. If they have either of those as an ally and they don't have the other as, or sorry, either as an enemy and you don't have the other as an ally, that's a rough one. BTW, really strong and coordinated alliance. I said this before. These guys are just honestly really, 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 really good group. So you can honestly see these guys being the powerhouse of this bracket. I think whoever is able, if they're able to take like even one good ally here, I could see BTW, for example, Fox, or BTW and Fine. If they just ally with one of the big alliances here, I can see this being really in their favor. Even a 2v5 or something. I mean, obviously, I still think BTW might lose that. But BTW, man, I don't know. Like, these guys are really strong. They have a lot of whales, so you can really see some good numbers put up from them. And I can imagine them being, like, first or second place. I don't really know how the agreements might work here. I'm doing this video a bit earlier. Usually, when I do it later, I have a lot more information. So, sorry, guys. I don't have all the info. But we can still look at these alliances and use my little squirrel brain knowledge. And now we are looking at my bracket. So we have Boone here, obviously. We don't actually, I don't think we have, do we even have Thomas here yet? Okay, Thomas did join, never mind. Oh wait, no, it's not freaking Thomas, it's Samuel. But Samuel registered with us, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know why he's over here. Like, I'm 99.9% sure that Samuel registered with us. Either way, I'm getting off track. I'm not trying to sound arrogant here, but I could see us soloing this bracket, and I'll tell you guys the reason why. Like, honestly, I see us taking first place 100%, and we are fighting RPG here, and hats off to RPG. They're still strong alliance, but fighting us even 1v1 or even like these other alliances helping, I can't see much coming up, right? Like, I feel the big issue for RPG might be, and I mean, this is also a case with us, right? But we have a lot more whales here. Whereas RPG, although they still have whales, I feel the big issue for them might be even a lot of their bigger players. You have a lot of people who aren't fighters, for example. Look at Baby One. No offense, Baby One. Forever, also 12 million kills. Like, you have these guys over 100 million. You're not going to probably see much. Let's do 109 million, 2 million kills. Another 109 million, 15 million kills. I mean, these are possible, like, mini fighters. I just don't imagine, right? 10 million kills. 50 million, that's a fighter, right? Profit, I'm pretty sure Profit's a fighter, yeah. I don't know about yeah, 10 million kills. That's the point, though. A lot of these guys just aren't fighters, right? Like, Sander is definitely a fighter. And the thing is, I honestly can imagine that we would have more T6 players, more people who are willing to hop in towers, hop on rallies, or even rally captains. We could spread into more towers than these guys. And the thing is, like I said, they have a lack of fighters. So even if they have the same number of T6 players as us, if we have 20 T6 in the field, they have 10 T6 in the field, and just 10 sitting at home, what's that going to matter that they have 10 more tier 6 players, right? It's not going to mean much if they're not willing to fight, if they're not willing to put up numbers. That's the big issue there. And I'll go through the other alliances here. I think D2B is one of the smaller alliances in this bracket. I feel a bit bad. They are also a newer region. You can see region 26 here. And their top dude is 69 million. What a nice number. It's like 60 millions though, like about 70 million. That's not going to be able to do much here unless they're able to ally with, like, maybe RPG or us, right? I don't see them being able to do much besides maybe trying to ask for their village to keep that or something. Like, this is honestly rough for them, and I feel kind of bad. But sometimes, you just get a bad bracket, and it is how it is. You also have PHX here. I have to see what region this is. Region 11, all right. I mean, they have one whale here. They have a whale, but I mean, like, for example, like I said, even if they all win against us, right? And I mean, to be fair, they would still have a troop number advantage, right? But there's like a gear gap. We have a whale gap. They wouldn't be able to maintain field. We'd swarm down rallies. We'd be able to just knock a tower out pretty easy. We could literally go and connect to 2 towers of theirs, and unless like their whale is literally spreading into 2 towers, not much they can do. And this is just an example, like, of just the whale gap and like the alliance gap, right? Like, PHX would really have to ally with an alliance here. There's also TBZ. I mean, you have a few whales here. They could do a bit. I'm not sure how many of these guys are fighters. I mean, Timo, he's not a fighter. Acel, he looks like a mini fighter. I mean, Mark, yeah, fighter. Mr. K, yeah, that dude looks like he's ready to go ballin'. I mean, like honestly, a lot of these top dudes look like they're actually pretty good fighters, but I still just don't think that they could really make a big impact besides trying to hold towers. Because I think the big issue for these alliances would be field presence, right? And they would have to rely on RPG. And the thing is, RPG just doesn't have the numbers to put up field presence, right? I don't know, guys. I'm probably just spending too much time on this bracket. You have Rain here. They have one big, 2, 3, 4. I'd say 4, 5-ish maybe. I wouldn't consider 70 million like T6 level, like probably 4 though. I assume like 3 or 4, like T6 max. You have Duff here, 5.8 billion. Issue I see here is that these guys are region 7, right? They're 5.8 billion, and you look at their players, and this is no offense to them, but like top guy's 90 million. You have a lot more obviously average players, but the issue is it's like you have no whales, right? You don't have whales to do these tower fights, and that would just be the main issue. You would get tower swarmed, you would get multi-tower rallied, you get multiple towers beat down on, and it's just like you have in this bracket you really have to stick to a whale. That's just the big issue, right? Like you have to stick to a whale. You have to just leech off one and honestly just ask for second place or third place and offer your assistance in any way possible, or just help. Next we are looking at G4. So you got, I noticed H and Z and A and CB, you probably see those two allying. So H and Z I think has one whale, probably yeah, this dude right here, he could honestly do pretty well in this bracket. I mean, they got that one whale though. I mean, you got Mob here though. I really doubt that Mob is going to let these guys like either. I honestly can't see Mob letting either of these alliances go, right? I feel like they're gonna go for H and Z, and they're gonna go for A and CB as well, and maybe ally with like Sim. I don't even know. I mean, you got two war alliances from region. What is this? 20? Yeah. My man Taco over here. Yeah, you got 2 of those, so those are likely allies unless there's regional drama or they just decide not to ally together. I mean, you got Indy 21. Oh yeah, these guys are freaking monsters. If I don't know who these guys would go with, but I think that if Mob and freaking Indy 21 went together, that could honestly be a duo that just destroys this bracket alone. You let Mob destroy those the 2 alliances on the sides, because I mean there's a vendetta there obviously, and you let Indy 21. This was Orc by the way, but they changed their name. You let Indy 21, I guess, take them on, and these guys can honestly just be powerhouses at this bracket. These guys are definitely the big guys. This is Prime by the way. They changed their name. I mean obviously I think the big issue would be just depending on how much 9 or Push you could be on for this. And even then, I don't know how much they could really do in this bracket. I don't know how much assistance they could be besides field help. And even then, I don't even know if that's necessary unless there's like, for example, Indy 21 is against like most of the bracket, and they need help and they're trying to hold them down or something. I don't know, guys. You guys, if like any of you guys are in these alliances and you're watching, you can put in the comment section any alliances that are going on, because I'm interested in that, and I mean, why not? All right, G5. So we got, I know Lost. I think that's, I can't say with certainty. I think that's, yeah, 22. Okay, I thought it was 21, but 22. You got a few whales here actually. These guys are pretty strong players though. At 6.3 billion, I think at least 4, maybe 5. This dude might be T6. 5, maybe 6 T6 players. That's a pretty beefy amount, especially when you're looking at G5. I mean, you got New Dawn here. I feel like you always have to look at their region age, by the way, because one, this also just says how much whale power. Like if you have a whale from who's 100 million in region 1, and you have, or not region 1, but like region 50, right? And you have a whale who's 100 million in region 100. There is like, okay, well, this dude is obviously lacking the heroes that he might need, but then again, he hit 100 million at this rate, whereas the dude in region 50 hit it at this rate, right? And that just says like this dude is way more willing to probably put up numbers in the field, and he'd probably drain out way faster. So I think like if these guys had the same amount of whales like field wise, they could probably win, you know. I mean, they have like I think 3 T6 from the looks of it, maybe 4. Like that really depends on how much these guys are edging, because you can hit T6 at like 80 million might, but it's like really hard to do. I think it's even possible at like maybe 70 million if I'm tripping. But like you have to have really bad gear for that, honestly, and you have to just be like no troops, just tech. Exio, the big family. Smoke. Okay, we got smoke in here. That's one right there. Honestly, that's rough, dude. Like, I mean, they're still big. It's just the max of just not enough whales, right? I mean, you have Kra here. Kra, dude, that's rough. I mean, they do have tier 6 right here, right? And it looks like Exio, right, as more of a balance. So if these guys fought, for example, honestly, I think that if it was a 1v1 tower fight, Kra might honestly, like, this dude's look like just from looking at face value. Sorry guys, my freaking stuff is not clicking right. It's like literally not letting me click on this thing. But I think that if there's like a gear gap, like yeah, 1v1 towers, I think that Kra would honestly probably win. But the thing is, it's also like I don't think that they'd be able to maintain field presence either. Like I don't think they'd be able to be XL on like field. They just don't have enough whales, and if they spread into too many towers, they would probably drop, right? Just not enough garrison captains there. That's the big issue. You got DP and DBN. Okay, so you have the big guys. All the big guys. Sorry if you hear my dog going crazy. You have all the big guys from DBN who dropped into this like shell alliance, and dude, they might be 2.8 billion. I think the only issue is maybe donations here, right? Like that's the only issue you're gonna have here, the donations, because 60 players. But otherwise, like Capped, for example, this dude's a freaking monster. He's a fighter. I can already see these guys dominating here, like right, like fights, like be it towers, be it the field. I can see them dominating that. You know, I feel the only way to beat them would be trying to drain them out with like player advantage. I mean, I could see top one kind of holding these guys down if they really wanted to, though I honestly could see DBN kind of pushing through them as well. I mean, these guys are just the minority in this bracket. This is rough. Okay, my stuff hates like clicking right now. These guys are looking pretty solid, honestly. It looks like at least three-ish whales who can put up a fight. Region 36. So I mean, I don't know, man. I don't honestly know. Like all these are dependent on the brackets, right? Like I honestly can't give too much opinion. I hope you guys don't hate me that I'm not like actually saying, okay, I think these guys are gonna win. Thing is, I don't know the relationship these guys might have, or who's like more willing to fold under pressure or something like that, right? I mean, you have like DBN, like I said, probably gonna dominate pretty hard on fights. You know, they're gonna be winning a lot of trades, I imagine. Like even if you're trying to 1v1 them on towers, even if it's top one, right? Like I feel the big issue would be maybe gear, right? Like this dude has blue purples. He's not weak or anything. He has T6 tech. These guys aren't weak, but then you also just look at the technology on like Captain or the Shy. Like they have red parts, some maxed out like here as well. It's just, what are you supposed to do? You know, I think the only issue for these guys are going to be numbers and maybe donations and stuff like that. We're going to look at G6 though. I think one of these brackets, okay, this bracket is full of a lot of newer alliances. I actually got sent a video of this one. So these guys, oh no, this is my guy, okay? I feel kind of bad. These guys got totally scuffed in this matchmaking. This is Region 69. I think that this might be partially due to them trying to match up regions with more of a similar age instead of actually matching up, you know, let's say an 8 billion alliance from Region 4 and an 8 billion alliance from Region 50, right? Like trying to make it a little bit more fair, like might as well as just region age. And a lot of these alliances are going to be newer, like this one, Region 100 to this one. I'm pretty sure I've seen them in like, yeah, 98. MK, dude's a beast, by the way. MK is a freaking monster. I've seen that dude in action. They got 2 whales here. All right. You got Core right here. I think these guys, what, Region 100 or 99? Okay. I mean, they have. I feel that these are a lot of Korean alliances too, though. That's the big thing. And I think the sad part is Ether is in such a rough place that one, I don't think they're going to be much value to these alliances, and that's just how it is, right? Like they're not big whales. I don't think they're going to be much value to these alliances as like if they're using them as a chess piece, for example. I don't see them being like a massive amount of value for them to kind of go head over heels for them. You got some whales here though, and the thing is, it's also like these are a lot of Korean alliances, or I'm pretty sure these guys are what, Taiwanese. That's what I mean, I was told that it's possible they're Korean as well, but it's like, dude, you got these monsters, and there's so many Koreans who are more likely to ally together because I mean, a lot of people just care about ethnicity and stuff, and they're like, all right, well, you're from where I'm from. I mean, MRR, they're just screwed unless they ally with the winner, right? Like if you don't ally with the winning choice here, you're just in a bad spot. DHX, these guys are going to be the big powerhouses in this bracket. A lot of whales here, or not even whales. I mean, they have like 3 biggish whales. This dude's parts are almost all maxed already, man. That's like 3 to 4 thousand per part, right? Like, dude's just going crazy on that. You got like 3 at least T6 players here, but you have a lot of players who are around 70, 50, 70 millish. And even if they're not considered whales, I would still consider them dolphins, being region 96. And you have so many of these people who invested solely in gear. I feel like these people must have had like a guide, because no shot. You have so many people who invested like really smart in a gear, even like 70 million might, a lot. Just full purple, like that's insane. Purple or blue, there's like at region 90, 98, that's impressive. These guys though, I know there was like a fight between them and DHX in the first bracket, so you might honestly see some big brawls coming out from these two. It really depends on if they're willing to ally together, and they're around the similar might, right? But you also just have more whales here. You have, I think, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 T6 at the very minimum here, probably, right? If they're able to get them all in towers, all in rallies, and then you have them versing these guys where they only have like 3 who are probably tier 6, unless you have like really low might people who are tier 6. They're going to lose, right? They're going to lose in tower fights. So DHX is in a spot where I think they're going to need allies. They're going to need to be really active on the field and working in bunches. And I saw Loves on the field one time, and they were going, I mean, they weren't fighting, but they were going crazy. They were super active. You also got, IYF here. Sorry for these guys, honestly. These guys just got screwed in this bracket as well. That's the thing, though, with this new matchmaking. Even if they try to make it more fair for, like, newer regions, some regions are going to get punished, or some alliances are going to get punished because you got all these whales from these newer regions. They're trying to throw them in a bracket together, and I'm sure there's not enough room for all the alliances to be in one bracket, right? So some alliances are going to have to suffer here, and that's a sad one. G7. This bracket looking a little juicy. I didn't even know PLW was here. PLW, I like PLW. They are in a region, so obviously I like them. I don't honestly have a lot of information here. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm in Region 4, but I don't know a ton about PLW or how much fighters they are. I'm sure that a lot, like some of these big players, like this guy, for example, not a fighter, obviously. You have Topo. I think he's maybe a bit. I saw him fighting during RVR, but it looks like he's not a fighter. I mean, you have Oleg. That did look like a one. Norby, yeah, no. Like Banana, like I don't know, guys. In this bracket, we're gonna have to like look at these other alliances, but they're about 5 billion, 4.6 billion-ish, I think it was. You have Nut here. Issue with these guys is just no whales, no whales. I mean, you have a Lucille here. I mean, dude, like if it comes down to tower fights, they're kind of scuffed against people who have whales. That's the issue with these brackets. 2.2 billion. I mean, their strongest dudes are 87 million. I could see them still putting up their own, but the issue is they just don't have the numbers. I think they might have dropped people for matchmaking, and it screwed them more so than they would have wished, right? I mean, you got Doom here. These guys are fighters, right? Like you got a lot of people willing to fight here. I think the issue is just they're heroes. They're like they sometimes they're just bad with heroes on like tower fights. They'll use like Peter and Hank a lot or something. So honestly, if you got some whales, like for example Noble right here, you put him on a tower, you put proper heroes in there, and he has like good gear. Yeah, he has decent gear, probably better than people in Doom. Because I mean, you got a lot of big players in Doom, but the thing is, they're not whales, right? Like you have green gears here. You have, I mean, Zoloft is okay, blue and purple. Raz, I don't know about Raz. Yeah, green, right? You have still strong players here. You have tier 6 tech and all that, but it's a matter of their parts and like they're just their gear isn't good enough. So it's like a 1v1 tower fight. Obviously, M is going to win that, right? But if it's multiple towers, even if they're able to kind of overwhelm them in one tower and they have one will, they got so many people who are like 20 million and stuff. Okay, well you got some 50 mils, 40 mils. They'd have to ally against Doom to really be able to fight them, right? You got Dev B here. All right. I've seen Lens Shark fight. Dude's a freaking monster. This dude, I mean honestly, but the thing is, it's like one whale, right? But even then, one whale, but he's a little monster. So you'd have to kind of watch out and see how that turns out. But I mean, they might end up having a bunker down on towers depending on how the alliances add up. MGM, okay, I think the region might emerge for this one, right? Because I swear I'd have to check 14 because I don't remember 14 being this having a 6 bill. I swear these guys are like 4 bill or something, right? Yeah, I'd have to like check 1.3 bill hood. I mean 4 billion. They probably didn't merge. 2.6 bill. It looks like these guys might have merged. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember MGM being like 6 billion though. That's crazy. That being said though, they have this one dude who might be T6. That's possible. Might be T6, and they have a ton of like 60 mils. I think in G7, this is honestly hard to say because I know there's some older regions like you have, for example, PLW with a lot of like higher tier players. I just don't know how much they're willing to fight. I mean, you have Arkham here. I mean, you got some whales here. Purple parts, El Chavo, purple parts, some gold. I don't know. This is honestly a hard bracket because I think like the big alliances would be Arkham, possibly PLW if they're willing to actually like have their bigger players garrisoning. You have Doom as well. And these other alliances aren't weak, but they don't have enough whales or like big players to put into too many towers. So it really depends on how all the matching goes or the alliances go. Foxu, I've seen these guys in chat. I don't even think they're from region. Yeah, they're from region 28. Yeah, they have 2 T6 at least. I mean, honestly, at the point of GA, I feel like this bracket, all you need is like 1 or 2 whales, and you're doing plenty, right? I mean, you have these guys 2.2 billion, no whales. That's rough. I don't know, man. I don't even know a lot of these alliances named 2 billion. Like, and the thing is, even if these guys have whales at this point, it's like you're 2 billion. You don't have the numbers to fill rallies. Deadpool, you're a little monster. All right. This is a hard one for me. These guys looking all right so far. 3.7 bill compared to some of the 2 bill alliances. 3.4 billion or 5 billion. Looks like these guys probably are so far from what I'm seeing, these guys are the powerhouses, right? SDS. Chev, I think. This one's hard. Chev is a maybe. Those are also 2 whales, right? Like I don't know, man. Like I need to see what region these guys are from, right? Like I need to see what region. Okay, region 21 compared to region 36. I think these guys would honestly probably trump these guys then. As the newer region being like same might range or whatever, I just feel like they have more power on the field, right? I mean, you have Dave, 4.3 billion. I honestly see these guys have a lot more balanced players though at a higher power, right? And they're from region 27. That's generally pretty decent. It looks like they're fighters, so I can honestly see these guys being a big factor in the bracket. I think that like when DTS, Cup, IEWE might be some of the smaller ones. I think DTS is like in the middle range. You have Foxu here. These guys, I don't know, 200 mil plus might players. D-Day, those look like the strong players. From what I know, when they have like one whale, right? And two whales, two T6. I don't know, man. I don't know how much these guys are willing to put up. These guys are from region 30 though. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm not I didn't meet your expectations this video, guys, cuz I did not do my research on a lot of these alliances, and I don't know a lot of them, you know. And I'm going way deeper, so I'm going through so many more alliances. Okay, so Hood are from, I think it was region 14 as well, like those other guys. They don't have really big whales. The strongest guy being 77 million, but I did see a good amount of coordination and teamwork from these guys during like the civil war in the region. So honestly, that's left to be seen how willing they are to put up a good fight. Thor, 3.1 billion. These guys have bigger whales, bigger fighters, obviously. Yeah, and I mean even the leader looks like a fighter. That's 3. Yeah, I don't know. That's 3 already. I look at 100 mil plus at least before like calling them a whale, at least somewhat. I mean Thor looking pretty strong right here. Hood looking maybe like a weaker alliance in the bracket, like whale wise. MDR. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, did they change their name? Okay, well I guess they changed their name. But basically, these guys. I mean, I know I know him from Region 5. I don't know why he changed his name. I think it was Boom before or something. But I know he's a fighter. I mean, you have some pretty good whales here. So, I mean, you could honestly see something from MDR. They'd probably be some of the stronger players in the bracket. Stronger than Thor, in my opinion. Prey. Yeah, I mean, kind of in the same case as the people I said previously in the freaking corner over here, Hood. Like just 70 millions as their top guys. Too hot. Okay, I know these guys. They are some fighters. They have a at least 6 T6, right? These guys are already top of my list in this bracket. DBN, I know like their top guys already split out though, right? They're left at 2.6 billion, and most of the players here are just farms. Yeah, I mean you have this guy, 6 million kills. You know, like he's not a fighter, obviously. I think DBN is just. I mean, everybody here looks like just farmers, right? They're not going to be putting up numbers in Island. Or for the majority. I mean, there's probably some people who are willing to fight, but just in general, I don't think DBN's going to do much here. SMHS, don't like these guys. I say it every time, guys, but I'm going to say it. You know, I don't like these guys, but they are pretty good fighters. They are, you know, coordinated, so I think maybe them and Too Hot, strongest guys in this bracket so far that I'm looking at. Volt, these guys are looking above average on the bracket. They might just need to ally with the winners, right? And these guys can put up some pretty good numbers. But I don't know, man. I think DBN, Prey, Hood on the smaller side of the bracket. I think Thor is on the weaker top end of the bracket. MDR would have to be next. Too Hot, like Too Hot and SMHS. I don't know which one I would really say would be the winners between these two. I would hope that it's Too Hot because guys, I say it every time, but I hate SMHS. These guys suck. I just don't like them. You know, I'm very biased. And G1-10. I'm not even sure I want to go over this bracket. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like a lot of alt alliances, like WRPG. That's an alt alliance. Soul. I don't think these guys are very big. I know they're like a shell of their former self, you know, and that's. I feel kind of bad saying that. I feel kind of rude, but it is true. You know, they're not like as big as they used to be. I mean, these guys are in a rough spot. Like top dude, 60 million. Roa. Here, I'll just finish off with this bracket. 2.7 bill. You got 100 million here. You got like some. These guys are already looking like some of the stronger players. I mean, like as long as this person is willing to fight. I mean, from Region 5 with 23 million kills, that's a no bueno, right? I mean, this dude's looking like a fighter, so at least they have their 90-ish mil dude who's willing to fight. The leader as well. Florin, not looking like a fighter. You know, like you have like a lot of their top players just not looking like they put up numbers. SOS also, I wouldn't call them an alliance actually. Yeah, I mean they have a 90 mil here, 10 million kills. That depends if he's at least garrison captain, but they're not looking like they're fighters, right? Like the 60 mil here. I mean, yeah, I mean some of them are fighters. You got this dude, yeah, 40 million. This one's hard. I think that SOS definitely a stronger one, a stronger contender this bracket, especially being like 5 billion versus so many smaller alliances. That's rough. 3 billion. Yeah, I don't know. They're gonna need that like 70 mil garrison captain. FX3. I like these guys. These guys are my friends. But I mean, like they don't. This dude obviously doesn't look like a fighter. Silent isn't a fighter. DMX not looking like he fights. I mean, a lot of these guys are farmers, and that's honestly no offense. I think they know that, and they're fine with it. Like, but the thing is, if they're not willing to put up a fight, I think they just have to ally with someone and maybe help on the field a bit, do a little bit of that. These guys are just small. They don't have the numbers to fill towers for long, right? Like even if they have someone who's like even if they have like stronger players here, like this 75 million, I don't know if they're able to like fill a tower long enough for it to really matter. WRPG, like I said, they are alts for RPG, but they do have some pretty strong accounts, obviously, and a lot of these are alts. But I mean, you see the gears here and stuff, so I don't know. I don't know. That's gonna depend on the teamwork. It's also gonna depend on if RPG is really managing their alts well. I think they usually just sit back and take a village, maybe take an outpost, and just relax, right? I think SOS and maybe I don't know. I honestly don't know who else would be like the top guys in this bracket. I wouldn't even say these guys because they don't look like they have a lot of fighters. You know, I'll say SOS and WRPG. I think SOS honestly dominates in this bracket if you ask me. This bracket's just looking rough for all the other people, you know. But yeah, I do hope you guys enjoy this video. I just blabbed my butt off, so I do appreciate you guys as always for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. That is about it, and peace.